Okay. Hello, fourth graders. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be adding fractions with unlike denominators, and how I'm going to be teaching that is I'm going to show you guys using both the linear model and the area model. So first what we're going to do is we're going to be using the linear model. But before we do that, we have to figure out what our problem is. Okay, so for our problem it says Albert works at a pizzeria. Of the pizzas he sold last week, half were pepperoni pizzas and 1/3 were cheese pizzas. What fraction of the pizzas sold were either pepperoni or cheese? So we know that it's addition because it says either pepperoni or cheese. So we're trying to figure out how much pizza is sold. So we're going to be using the linear model to teach it first. With the linear model, you want to keep in mind that you want it to be equal sized distances and completely accurate, because you don't want different sizes in each of your number lines. You don't want half over here and 1/3 over here. You want it to be accurate so that you have accurate answers. Okay? So how we're going to be doing that first is we're going to figure out where our half line is. And our half line is right here. So we have 1/2 and then we have 1. The reason why we have 1 is because we have 1 whole. With fractions, we figure out our whole, and our whole is our pizzas, our amount of pizzas that we're trying to figure out. So like I said, we have half. I'm just going to shade that in real quick. Alright, so you guys can see it's half. And then for our second number line, we're going to do, we're going to split it up into thirds. So we have 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. And the reason why we split that one up into thirds is because we have 3 pieces on our number line. And then we're going to shade one of those pieces. Okay, and what you guys can see is that neither of those number lines are equal. And how we're going to make them equal is we're going to partition them equally. So I'm going to create 4 more lines in here so that it has 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and another one would be 6/6. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with our 1/3. I'm going to make that into 6s as well. And how I'm going to be doing that is I'm going to add lines in between each of those thirds. So again, we have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, and then 5/6 and 6/6. Okay, now you guys can see that we have 3/6 shaded in our first number line and 2/6 shaded in our second line, and now they are both have equal sized pieces in each that represent the same denominator and have the same pieces in each. So for our third number line, we're going to add them, but before we can add them, we have to have equal sized pieces in those as well. So I'm going to do 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6 on that number line. And I'm going to first shade in our half, which is our 3/6 now. So I'm going to shade in that 3/6 so you guys can see. Okay? And then I'm going to add our second number line, which is 2/6. Okay, so I'm going to continue on with that and add 2/6 to that number line. So now you guys can see that 1/2 plus 1/3 equals 5/6. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys the same thing. I'm going to show you guys how to add 1/2 plus 1/3. but this time I'm going to be using the area model. And how I'm going to be showing you guys that is we're going to have 3 squares just like we had 3 number lines. So for our first square, we're going to have half of that square shaded. So let's shade that. And just like our number line, we want that accurately shaded. Okay? So we cut that in half. And so we have 2 squares and we shade one of them. Okay? And so for our second square, we're going to have 3 pieces and we're going to shade one of them. Okay? Now, as you can see, just like with a number line, they're not partitioned equally. And how we're going to partition them equally is I'm going to add 3 pieces in this first number line. Okay, and then I'm going to add 2 pieces in the second number line. Okay, so now they have equal sized pieces. In each of the number lines. We have 6 pieces in our our squares. We have 6 equal pieces in our first square, and we have 6 equal pieces in our second square. Okay? Now, for our third square, I'm going to also have 6 equal pieces. And then I'm going to add everything that is shaded. So for our first square, we have 3 pieces out of the 6 pieces that are shaded. So 3, 6 shaded, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 6 shaded. And then on our second square, we have 2 6 shaded. So I'm going to shade 2 6. Now you guys can see that we have 5 6 shaded of the square. So just like our number line, we have 5 6 as our answer. There you have it.